In this video, I'm going to show you how I change my classical guitar strings. I start by taking off the low E string. If you are extremely concerned about your guitar's finish, you may want to try to protect it more than I do, as you can see. Pull the low E string out of the new package. I just love that sound. New strings, oh yeah! The low E string and A string have two different ends. One is more flexible, and that is the one you use down at the bridge. Now run the string through the bridge. It can be done from either direction. In this case, I pushed the string from the bottom up. The flexible end should be at the bridge. Take that flexible end up, around, and under the main string. The end should be pointing toward the A string. Be sure to press the string down firmly over the bridge's edge so that it is on the back of the bridge and not across the top of the bridge. This locks the string and prevents it from loosening. I've moved the A string in this example so that you can see this part better. I do all the strings the same way up here. I push the string under the string roller, then pull it through the hole towards the front. Then I wrap it 3 times around the main portion of the string. The direction of the wrap is not important, so whatever works for you. While holding the twists you just made with one hand, use the other hand to start winding the roller with the tuner. Wind it towards the top of the guitar, not towards the guitar's body. The first turn is made so that the twisted strings lie on the outside of the roller's hole. When the hole that you first put the string into comes around, you cross the string over to the inside of the roller hole. The string end should be hanging out at this point. And when that end comes around again, you put that end under the main part of the string. And this procedure will help lock the string and help slow it from loosening. And it will help keep the guitar in tune much better. And now you can bring the string up to pitch. It will take the guitar a bit of playing before the strings all settle in. Now take off the A string. Today I'm going to interlock all the strings at the end of the bridge. So I lift the E string end up over the A string's hole and run the A string in under that and pull it all through. As you can see from my old strings here, I usually just leave the ends loose, but you can also see how they've left scratch marks. But that's the least of my worries at this point, so you can always just clip off those ends. Anyway, take the flexible end of the A string, wrap it up, around, and under the string while pushing it down over the edge of the end of the bridge and lock it in, pointing towards the D string. See the E string tucked in here? Now we go back up to the head. Run the A string under the roller into the hole from the back to the front. Twist the string end 3 times with the main string. Now hold the twists with one hand and use the other hand to turn the tuner. Turn it towards the top of the guitar and not towards the guitar's body. The first wrap is on the outside of the roller hole. When the first hole comes around, you cross the string over to the inside. The string end should be hanging loose. Keep turning. And when the first hole comes around again, you tuck that loose string end under the main string. And this will help to lock it in. Once that is done, you can tune that A string up to pitch. The D string does not have a flexible end like the E and the A string, but the procedure is about the same. You have to make sure the A string is up over the top of that D's hole, so when you put the end through, it's going to lock that into play. You pull it up and over and through, and then make sure you push it down along the back of that bridge so that it locks it all in place. It should be pointing towards the G string. Lock it down. Now on to the D string's tuner and rollers. At the head of the guitar, you put the string in from behind in the roller, wind it 3 times. You hold on to the ends, and you start turning the tuning pegs so that the rollers go up towards the top and not to the guitar body. Start on the outside, and then when that hole comes back around, you cross it over to the inside of the hole. And keep going until that loose end starts showing up. Then you grab that loose end, you stick it under the string, and that will lock the string in. And then you can start tightening it up. Come on. you can tighten it up. Oh yeah. Next, I go ahead and take off the G string. I love that sound. Now, because I'm trying to make all the strings neat in the back and tidy, I'm gonna leave the G string off and come back to that at the very end. So the next thing I'm going to do here is take off both the B string and the high E string. Eventually, down at the bridge, all of the strings will lock into each other and it will look very nice down there. Next, I take the E string and I push it through the bridge from above, not below, and then I take the end of the string, I bring it up around the main string, and I'm going to wrap it through the loop 2 times. And you want to do it in a direction that ends up having the end of the string pointing at the B hole at the end of the bridge. And once that's there, push that end down around the lip of the bridge so it can lock it in place and then tighten it down. Now back up to the head, you put it in from behind on the roller, you twist it 3 times, you start turning it up towards the top and not the body of the guitar. Start on the outside, then you cross it over to the inside. You keep going until that original string comes back around, and then you take that string and you pull it under the main string. That's going to lock it into place so that it stays in tune later, and now you can tighten that string up. Next, we're going to take the B string. You put it through the bridge from above, bring it up and around the main string, weave it through the loop 2 times. It should be pointing toward the G string, but don't tighten it down. The G string is installed almost the same way as the B and the E strings are. You put the end through the hole, but now loop it through 2 times in the opposite direction of what you did with the B and the E string. The G string end should end up pointing in the direction of the B string's hole on the back of the bridge. Next is the kind of tricky part. The goal here is to work both the ends of the B and the D strings in behind the G string, and at the same time work the G string end in behind the B string on the back of the bridge. Once all that puzzle is together, you can tighten the G and the B string knots down. It should all lock up and look nice and tidy. Okay, once that's done, I'll work on the B string up at the head. String it through the back, twist it 3 times together, wind it towards the top and not the body. You start winding on the outside first, and when you get to that hole, you cross it over to the inside. Wait till you see the end come up around, and then you got to work that end up underneath the string in order to lock it in there so that it'll stay in tune later. There you go. Then after that's done, you can tighten it up to pitch. Then finally we come to the G string, the last string to do. Put it through the back, cross it over 3 times, start to wind it towards the top of the head, not towards the body, going to the outside first. Keep on cranking that thing until you see it come back around with that original hole. There it is. Now cross it over to the inside, then you keep on winding that thing until the loose end of the string comes out there, then you work that underneath the main string. That will lock it in. This can be tricky right there. And then once that's in there, sometimes they can be kind of a bugger. Once that's in there, that'll stay locked though. That'll help keep it in pitch. Now tighten that string up. And that's about it. The bridge has all the string ends locked in and woven together to make it look nice and tidy, and the head has all the strings properly tightened and locked in so they will hold their tuning. The only thing left to do now is put in a little time. Tune the guitar, play it a little, tune it some more, play it some more, tune it, play it, and in a relatively short time, the guitar should stay close to in tune for days on end. Thanks for watching, everybody.